right, so earlier today I sat down and watched the Dread original Last Night at Terrace Lanes. This is a kind of wannabe throwback slasher. Kind of reminded me of what they were trying to do with Gutter Balls. It's set at a bowling alley. This cult breaks in on the last night of this bowling alleys, lifespan, and they're gonna commit this ritual and kill everyone there. And there is this girl who brings a date that she's into, but she doesn't want her to know that. Well, actually, I should say her date brings her, and she is not wanting to be there because her dad works there, and her dad and her are basically estranged at this point, and she doesn't want her to know that she grew up at a bowling alley. She's embarrassed of it. She's embarrassed from the fact that she's actually good at bowling and that her dad works at a bowling alley. And so she begrudgingly agrees to go inside with her and her two male friends who are kind of idiots. And there's a little bit of drama there. And of course, the cult breaks in and starts killing everybody. And the daughter and the dad have to kind of make up to try to make it through the night, kind of thing. This one wasn't very good, unfortunately. I just wasn't into it almost at all. I did kind of like what they were trying to do with the dad and the daughter, and then the daughter and her girlfriend. I felt like a lot of that stuff was just very underdeveloped. As far as the killers go, I didn't like the look of them. There's no kills in here at all of any sort that are memorable. And when you have 40 killers, there's more killers than there are people in this bowling alley. You could have had an absolute massacre, but because the budget is low, I think that they should have taken less cult members, and focused a little bit more on the actual kills, because in a film like this, that's kind of what we're here for. When you have so many killers massacring an entire building of people, and it's a low budget horror slasher kind of film that's a throwback to the golden age of slashers, there's going to be an expectation of sorts, and it just doesn't hit in that way. Also, the film does try to throw in some humor. They have this bowling mascot who's fucking some girl in the back, and there's a little bit of humor there and whatnot, but just not enough. There's also the shithead friend that is part of the male two-person group who is just like a chucklehead that's constantly saying really fucked up things and trying to be annoying. And I don't know, it just never really came across as funny, just more, as I said, annoying. It just didn't work, unfortunately, for me. And I felt like this was one of those films that felt low budget and not in a good way. It felt cheap in pretty much every way. I think that it was cool that they had access to a bowling alley. I don't know if this was just something they were, gained access to because they knew someone or whatnot, but it was a cool location to use. I just don't think it's utilized much at all. She's supposed to be some kind of bowling prodigy from the past, and she gave it up. And she's going to use those skills to help her and her father as they, kind of slice through these cult members. And man, I don't like how any of the action is shot. I don't like how any of the horror is shot. I just found this all to be very, very uninspired and cheap. I will say though, one notable thing for me, the main girl in this, the redhead, the daughter that I'm referring to, has such a wild physique. She looks like she's 4'10". She's about this big around in the midsection, and then she has two bowling balls on top of her body. It's pretty incredible. We also have this main cult leader guy who I just did not buy into. I never found the villain or the villains that are part of his group, his cronies. I never found any of them to be scary. and his performance left something to be desired. Everybody's did. This one, yeah, nope, sorry. That's all I've got to say. So it's a big pass for me, but yeah, that's it. All right, guys, bye.